Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a full moon for the month of February tarot oracle reading. And Libra, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Libra, we still all have a little bit of Libra in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Libra in? That's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. And just be aware that this is a general or collective reading, so parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you, leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it right now, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been some time since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity. All right, so I have a little cat sitting on my lap here and she's purring away already. She's got happy feet. Let's get some good vibes in for this reading for Libra. We have, all right, so the underlying energy of this reading from the bottom of the deck is the Pentacle. This is about the Eight of Pentacles. So this is about you've been diligently putting work into something. This is talking about, this is the only Pentacle card where the person is actually working on the physical coin. So it's talking about working, the pentacles represent health, wealth, happiness, abundance and everything in the 3D basically. So it's lifestyle and, you know, all that goes with it. But in this particular card, because they're working on the coin itself, it's talking about working on making money basically. And so it looks like you've been hard at work here. Either way, you're very focused. Either you have already completed 6 pentacles and you're on the 7th and you only have 1 to go and your project will be complete. Or you just started a new project and you're on the 2nd one and you still have these to go. So we'll look into this a little bit more. This is the card for the underlying energy. From the bottom of the deck, talking about your internal forces. So internal forces, the IFs are what if. When you find yourself saying, if I do this, what if I do this, what will happen? Or if I do that, what if this happens? The shoulda, woulda, couldas, those are the energies and that keep you awake at night, you know, that kind of energy. And we have the Hierophant coming in, and so the Hierophant is representing justice coming through. He has a blessing shown by his right hand here, that's in the form of a blessing. And this represents traditional structures. So it represents systems, you know, in government and in politics, etc. It represents also the spiritual realm as well as the physical. So this is talking about bringing this blessing down from heaven onto earth and through traditional structures. So this could be, for some people, it could be that are religious. This could be through religious figures like the bishop, the pope, like someone high up. For spiritualists, it could be like someone that they admire as a spiritualist, and moving down into like the court systems on the planet. This could be a Supreme Court judge. This could be someone who is highly placed in the government and in the justice system, that kind of energy. But either way, it looks like your hard work is going to pay off because there's a blessing coming. So let's go, let's see what's going on. So, okay, so this energy is talking about only being able to see 2 choices here. It's either this or it's that. So what if I do that? What if this happens? What if I do this? What if that happens? That very energy we were talking about here. And so what this card is saying, sometimes this can represent a closed mind because there's never only 2 options. And this is kind of saying you need to open your mind up to other options. And we have the new moon here. The moon that's coming in, the full moon is on February 1st. And that moon is in the sign of Leo. That's the one we're talking about here today. But the full moon is when it's time to release what no longer serves you so that you can get ready for the new. And we will be having a new moon on the 17th of February. And now that is definitely going to be bringing in the new because it's the Chinese New Year, the very first day of the Chinese New Year. And it's talking about moving from the year of the snake into the year of the fire horse energy. And the fire horse energy is like really inspirational. It's really about setting high goals in life and doing your best to accomplish them. It's talking about, in matters of love, having a lot of passion. Horses have a lot of heart. The danger of that energy is if, you know, it can be a very impulsive energy at times. And so it's saying be very careful of your impulses. And so this energy is talking about being able to see both sides of that energy. And if it's to do with your pentacles, you know, there's two sides to every coin. And this is talking about perhaps this person, when you look at this energy, you know, the energy of the fiery horse that's coming in on the 17th is all about the new, and it just so happens that there's a new moon on the same day as well. There's an eclipse of the solar eclipse happening, so it's going to be a very powerful day. The moon that we have now coming up on February 1st, as I said, it's in the sign of Leo, and this energy is about understanding the fine line basically between looking after your own needs first and looking after the needs of the group, or the, you know, groups of people, of the whole planet, as opposed to yourself, that kind of energy, and finding somewhere in between here. And so this is talking, like, if you look at this card, she has like this island or this other horizon behind her here. And so it's talking about, like, there never is just two solutions. It's not ever just this or that. There's so many creative solutions available if you use your intuition. So this can represent someone that is going inward, and they've blindfolded themselves so that they're using their third eye and not looking at, you know, what's in front of them, and not wanting to be distracted. Their feet, in body language, the way these feet are placed is showing that there's an energy of leaking of energy, like this is really worrisome and it's draining this person of their energy. And in the upper body, she has her arms crossed over her heart, like protecting her heart. So let's see this energy. Right away, looking at this, I would say this would be a great opportunity, the full moon coming up now, to really release whatever your fears are and really go inward, as this card is doing. And I feel like the solution will come to you. And you know, if you release what you can, you know, in the few coming days, by the time the new year comes for the Chinese New Year, in the year of the fiery horse, you'll be better prepared to handle that energy, and perhaps then that will be a good time for you to have more solutions to your issue. So yeah, just sometimes having an open mind can be like a parachute. It can save your life. And then look at the reward for really looking into this. I apologize for the noise there. I forgot I had set the dishwasher on before I started this reading. It was being quiet. But this is, okay, so this is the Ace of Pentacles coming in. And the Ace of Pentacles is talking about being rewarded, and God is giving you a reward. And this represents a reward of health, wealth, happiness, being rewarded for all your hard work. There's a blessing coming in. And maybe you can't see that right now, Libra, and that's the energy that you're in. And so just allowing yourself to really, like, stay calm, basically. Don't be impulsive. Just deal with the energy. Do your best to see the solutions that are around. Use your intuition as well as your logic, so that you are able to maybe come to some sort of resolution within, and then apply that when you're ready. And this is talking about being rewarded for following your North Star. So your North Star, it represents your destined path. Why you were put on this planet. You have a special quality that no one else has. And that is, you know, if you stay on your path, God, and apparently you have, because God is saying this is a special gift for you, so that you'll be rewarded for all the work you've put in here, and be able to move on to a real strong path. And look at this, we have the Queen of Cups. So this is saying that this is representing, the Queen of Cups is sitting on her throne, and she's focused on this cup. And you notice this cup has a lid, and it's the only one in the tarot where the cup has a lid. It's almost like a big trophy. It's like, this is saying she's a container for unconditional love, and that she has a lot of love to give. You know, so she's would be someone who would be more traditionally married, have a family, more like staying at home and running the household and the family while her spouse is at work. And remember, this can also represent a male in his feminine energy as well as a female in hers, because the characters in tarot are archetypes. So just keeping that in mind. And Libra energy is when the Libra energy is talking about when you're at that point where you're mature enough, where you're able to be responsible enough, you've had enough life experience, and that is at different ages for different people, that you would be able to make a strong commitment to, getting, settling down with someone, starting a family, raising them, and having that love for all around you. This also can sometimes represent the matriarchal line, so your mother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother energy, the maternal line, and the bloodline. We have a King of Cups. So look at that. We have a Queen and a King of Cups. So the King of Cups is sitting on his throne, and he is in the energy of, he's sitting out in the middle of this rough water. And rough water in the tarot represents volatile emotions, sometimes chaos happening around. But this king is really calm and chill. He has enough life experience and maturity to be able to offer his cup of love regardless of how chaotic it may be. This is someone that you can rely on, and especially someone who's emotionally available, someone who's really good at listening. And so he's sitting out there, and all this chaos and all these emotions are going on around him. He has his right foot forward, which is meaning that he's leaning on his masculine energy, and at a moment's notice he's going to step forward with this cup of love. And it looks like this is a couple, because or it's maybe this is they're saying your reward coming in is that you, the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups are going to find each other and build this beautiful life together of love, and maybe have a family, that kind of like a more traditional kind of marriage and children, and raising them with love, and really enjoying the whole process, being mature enough to really understand, to have gratitude for being able to be in that situation. Yes, and look at this. We do have the marriage card coming in. This is the marriage card of the tarot. So this energy is saying, I feel like the blessing for you is you've put a lot of hard work in, and you didn't, maybe right now you just don't feel like it's going anywhere, but this is saying that you're being rewarded for your hard work, for following your destined path, staying on it even when you didn't understand it at times, and having that loving energy. And you are about to, if you haven't met the King of Cups yet, or the King of Cups hasn't met the Queen of Cups yet, that this is a love relationship that's in the making. It's already in the heavens. It's a blessing that's coming down to earth kind of energy. And this is saying it's the beginning steps, of getting into this energy of total fulfillment. This is basically saying you have the down payment for your castle. Congratulations, because that requires a lot of work. And now you're able to purchase your new home. And you're at that stage where you're ready, you're financially stable, you're stable in your emotions, you're ready for love, you're ready for that mature, committed relationship that maybe you've always been wanting. And it's starting to happen now. And if you haven't met this King of Cups or this Queen of Cups yet, depending on which energy this represents, it's on its way. So it's a blessing from the spiritual realm all the way down to the present. And I feel like on some level, your ancestors, I can just feel like everybody on your maternal line going, woohoo, kind of energy, yay. Because this is representing someone that has been multitasking. This could be your energy, and that's why you're in this kind of energy. The Two of Pentacles represents someone who has had to really multitask. It could represent working two jobs, like working a job while you are to pay for your schooling, that kind of energy. And this is representing infinite potential and balancing that hard work and play, like being able to do both, that kind of energy. This can sometimes represent, money being tight and having to juggle your finances to be able to afford your education so that you can afford to get a better career going, you know, that kind of energy. And so this is saying that the universe has noticed that you've put all this work into it. And part of the reason I feel like this has been very tiring for you. But you're almost there. And so this is saying keep going because you're almost there. And this is saying just make sure you juggle your options, just don't juggle your morals, and everything will be just perfect. You're on your path, and you'll see soon this blessing will be coming in for you. If it hasn't already, the tarot is past, present, future. This is for more, you know, this is a collective reading. So take what works for you in how it works for you. And once again, the dishwasher is just doing a quick blurb and then it'll be done here. So this is talking about how you identify with yourself right now. Like you're kind of like feeling, you know, drained of energy and wanting to have a solution so that you can just move into the new. Like you're tired. A lot of times when people are really close to their goals, they get into this energy because it's like you can almost feel it coming, but it's so close and it's like, oh, is it really going to happen? That kind of energy. And then this is talking about your abundance and self-worth. And there's a huge reward coming in for all your hard work. So just chill, you know, do your best to rest. I'm getting what you need is a really good sleep. And that would really empower you a lot. This could even be the energy where you are in these beginning stages of fulfillment and you maybe have just had a baby and you're exhausted. Like then that could be, it could be that type of energy as well. So this is about your communication from your early life. And I'm just getting that you were, even if you didn't maybe feel like it at times, you were very much loved, and your grandma and your great-grandma and your great-great-grandma and your mom, everybody is like, you know, there for you in the background. They are cheering you on, basically, is what is happening. And we have a strong emotional foundation. As I said, the King of Cups is the most emotionally available of all the kings in the tarot. And so this is someone that you can count on. Like he's not going to let his emotions run away with him and, you know, do impulsive things. Like he can be sitting in the middle of this total chaotic, mixed emotions, everything going on around him, but he knows the direction he's taking. He's just waiting for the opportunity to be able to take that direction. And this is talking about, you know, your creativity and romance and children. And I feel like you're ready for marriage, like you're ready for a committed relationship and ready to build a family together, all of that kind of energy. And then and I feel like this is something you've always really wanted, and now you're ready. and you've done the work, and congratulations, it's on its way. I feel it really strongly. And here we have, you know, having to juggle a lot. This is your daily routines and habits and your health. And I just feel like you're really tired. So this could represent someone who is in a position where you're juggling, like especially if you have a new infant in the house. You don't get much sleep a lot of the time, that energy. And so having to juggle, you know, all the tasks and everything that you have during the day, as well as looking after a small infant, and also doing all that, you know, and feeling really, really tired. So let's strengthen you to get a good night's sleep here, and I think you'll feel better in the morning. Yeah, here, little kitty, come up here. You're supposed to be purring, not interrupting. So we have, for the external forces, we have this energy coming in of the Queen of Wands. I feel like in some ways, like, so, because the Queen of Wands is a very independent person, and this is talking about, she's sitting on her throne and she has a sunflower, so she does follow her divine path. It's that energy. She's got a sunny disposition, and you know, her moods follow the sun. And this is talking about being very independent and being a person who is, you know, a really optimistic person. Like she uses her intuition and her and also her logic to find creative solutions for any problem. And that's this energy that's missing here. And she also has like this black cat, which is saying that she doesn't believe in superstition. She understands that, you know, there's going to be things that come along, shift comes along in life that is challenging, and, you know, the best way to deal with it is to go inward and find creative solutions for it. Having a good, strong attitude goes a long way. And I feel like this is your natural disposition, and I feel like it's just that you're really tired right now, and for whatever reason that is. I feel like you've been very busy, having to multitask a lot. And then we have the Queen of Swords energy in here. And so this is the external forces. Like we have these queens, we have 3 queens coming out. Sometimes these queens can, like if 3 queens or 4, like we're almost at 4 queens. And when you have 4 queens and they're all in one person, that represents the Empress energy. And that's when you have learned the lessons of love, and you've learned the lessons of being, you know, optimistic, and being like, you know, how to be independent. And then the Queen of Swords represents the energy of discernment. Like the Queen of Swords has been there, done that. She has the t-shirt. She can appear to be somewhat cold, but often it's representing someone that was in this energy, and they've been hit hard by life, or, you know, like they've had to learn the art of discernment. And so she has her sword up, which is saying, you know, you better come into me, and you better come in correct. I am willing to receive, but I have my head above the clouds, and I have no illusions about, you know, different people's energy. So if you are coming in with an offer for me, it better be legit, or don't even bother coming in, or off with your head. That's the kind of energy that Queen of Cups or Queen of Swords is in. So discernment is a necessary quality, and this is talking about someone who would approach matters of love with logic, because she's already done it the other way, maybe being optimistic and, you know, being really loving, and it didn't work out that well for her. So that's the energy there. So the external forces are the EFs, and that's kind of what's happening when you're going along in life and you're doing everything you can to stay on your path, being a loving individual, being a good spouse, being a good partner, you know, being in this making a commitment and doing everything you can in your power to make it happen. And for some reason, you're asking yourself what the EF happened. And you don't know, like, what happened here. And what happened is external forces came in, as they often do, into our lives. Now the internal forces you have control over, the external forces you don't. So you can't control people, and you can't control what they say or do, but you can control whether you react to it or you respond to it. And that's what this energy is saying. And like my dishwasher doing its cycle. My little mic here might be canceling that noise out, and you might not even be able to hear it. So my cat is very busy here with her happy feet and purring. I don't know if you can hear that either. So here we have the Temperance. And so Temperance is really is talking about, there we have silence. Thank you. I do believe that the dishwasher is now completed its cycle there, the noisy one. So that I thought it had before I started this reading. So the Temperance is talking about staying on your path despite distractions. So she's got one foot in the water, and this is representing universal water. And she's using alchemy to pour her special qualities into the universe, and then pull that out and bring it down to earth. So this is her left foot is grounding herself on earth. And some people consider this card to be like an earth angel. It's saying like you have devotion to be on your path, and you've been put on the path. It's kind of, there's some information in the Bible saying there's 144,000 souls that are like angels that God puts on earth, and their job is that each one has a special mission to empower people on planet Earth that are staying on their journey, because it can be really challenging. And the sun there in the background represents the energy of source energy, and really wanting to stay on a path where you were destined for, having the devotion and the patience on that path so that you don't stray, because a lot of times staying on the path can feel way more challenging than not staying on it. Yes, because sometimes energies, external forces come in like this. And so this is a card of celebration, and it can be. Having said that, these 3 people are celebrating something. But what are they celebrating? The cups represent romantic love, and, you know, love again, like this, you know, but this is more romantic love. And they are toasting But they're not toasting each other because they're not looking at each other. They're toasting the action that's been taken here. And there's 3 people here. And what I don't like about this card is in many cultures, in particular in Europe, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, it means 7 years bad luck in your romantic love. So, I mean, this doesn't make sense to me. It's something that is, I feel this can quite often represent gossip and slander, maybe jealousy because you have, stayed on your path and you have, you're at this point where you're about to receive this blessing. And they would just assume that you didn't see it. That's the kind of energy coming in there. And then we have the Magician here. So the Magician is the very first card that the Fool comes across when they start out on their journey, on a new cycle. And that's at the 0 point. And then the number 1 card that they come across is the Magician, and this is an energetic upgrade. So this energy is, there's the tools on the table here, and then there's the guard, and just being able to really bring all this beautiful energy down to earth, and being able and saying, this is saying you have the tools to do it. You have infinite potential. This is about bringing heaven, a piece of heaven, a glimpse of heaven down to earth. And this is also what's really interesting here is the Magician wears an Ouroboros around his waist, which is representative of like the snake is biting its tail. So it's talking about don't get caught in the loop. Make sure that you use your potential and you bring it down to earth. You don't just think about it, you actually do it. That kind of energy. And as I said, on the 17th of February, we are moving out of the energy of the year of the snake. The snake is shedding its skin, and that's why this upcoming moon on February 1st is such a good time to be able to get into your power. It's a Leo moon. It's all about individual power so that you can bring whatever benefits you can bring down onto earth. Yeah, so this is really powerful energy. I really like this. And this card here is representing Sagittarius energy. And the Sagittarius energy is very similar to the fiery horse energy. It's a lot of spirit, a liking adventure, liking to go on adventures, liking to run, that kind of energy. Going here, going there, and really making shift happen. And again, though, this energy here, there's a warning: be very careful that you don't burn yourself out, because you're setting such high goals that you can't reach them in the time frame you've allotted. So being really like, go with the flow, don't be forcing energy. Just, use your intuition and know that as long the universe goes by vibration. So if you are like, okay, I've decided I'm on my path, and I'm going to leave the timing up to God, because really the only place where there is linear time is on planet Earth. There is no linear time anywhere else. It's a past, present, and future, and synchronicities all coming together at once. So allowing that, allowing the universe to do its part. That's the energy, and just getting in that flow. And then we have this energy here of the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is talking about a breath of fresh air quite often. This is a really good idea that, boom, all of a sudden it comes, aha, I have figured it out, eureka, that kind of energy. The pages would work for the king and queen when they were, usually they'd start between the age of 7 and 14, and they would come from the surrounding families and, higher society. So someone who's well educated, and the sword represents thoughts again, your control over your mind, the discipline you have. This always reminds me of someone who's golfing, and golf is a very mental sport. When people go out on the golf course, they're not competing with each other. They're competing with the last score they had on, the last best score they had on the last time they were on that golf course or any golf course. And that's why you'll often see people who are high power individuals and businessmen, etc. They like to golf. Well, for one thing, it's a beautiful way to do business because you're out in nature. And nature can remind you of how easy manifestation can actually be. And it's also, the courses, some of them are so beautiful. And it's talking about also when you watch someone, when you're golfing with someone, you can really tell a lot about how they handle stress, how they handle when they win, how they behave when they lose, that kind of energy. Can they control their temper? You know, you can really tell a lot. It's almost like same as poker. You can tell, you know, can they keep a straight face? Can they keep their ship together when they're having a real bad day out in the course? That kind of energy. Or a real good one, because it's difficult to deal with a poor loser, but a poor winner can be even worse. So that's the energy. And then we have this ultimate fulfillment. I can just feel like this energy is so awesome. I really like this energy for you, Libra. This is really, really good. And so this is talking about ultimate fulfillment, because you are staying on your path, because you are not forcing the energy, you're allowing it to happen, and you're being rewarded for that. This is like a blessing coming to you, and it's not only a blessing coming to you, it's saying you are a blessing. That's what I'm getting. You are a blessing. Maybe that's what I'll name this one. That kind of energy, bringing a lot of, you know, beauty and love onto the earth through your actions, and, you know, just for your aspirations. I'm going to clarify this. If you are enjoying this reading, Libra, please do give a like and comment. It helps me to build my channel. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to clarify with my oracle cards, Tales from the Vector, Tails, from thevector.com is my website. And I started this back in 2007, and I completed 64 paintings. I'm an artist. I had a lot of fun, but they were big dragons, 3 by 4 foot paintings with crystals and all sorts of other energies. There's some dragonflies, a bunch of that, and I just intuitively did it as I went. And now I have had it out in different versions, but it wasn't complete as of, at that time at psychic fairs, and I had a lot of fun with it, and people really enjoyed it. And now I have it, you know, ready to print the cards out, but I need to clarify the information that goes along with it. So I will put in the description box below the numbers of these cards in the order they appear here. If you want to go to my site for further clarity, the numbers on these cards represent the numbers of the paintings in the gallery there. All right, so I'm tuning into this, and generally what happens here is we get an energy here when it's ready. And a card usually pops out of these, and then, okay, here they are. A whole bunch came out. So we have, to clarify the underlying energy for the, okay, so this is about intent. So this is talking about maybe part of the reason that you're in this position right here, right now, not having, like, needing clarity on this is because things didn't turn out the way you thought they would. Like, your intentions were good, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And so along the way, maybe you found out, oh, this is really challenging. Like, there's a lot of elements here that, you know, and maybe you're even wondering, am I even on my destined path? Because there's all this other energy coming in, you know, external forces, etc. But this is about being, because when the reason I'm feeling this is because this energy right here is sitting on marriage, partnerships, and your commitments. And I feel like maybe you have, you know, you've been on this journey, and you've been working hard, and you've made commitments with other people, and they haven't held up their end. Or you made it impossible for you to hold up yours, that kind of energy. And it's talking about, that's when the cold discernment energy comes in. And maybe it was more like you started out with this energy, and now you're wondering, like, did I go wrong somewhere or whatever? No, it's very rare for people to actually have an intention and it come out exactly the way you expect it to. Expectations create limitations. So this is just a normal thing, actually. So that's why it's a karmic space, because it's like if, you know, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You have really good intentions. Having said that, it sometimes can turn out that it doesn't work out, or it doesn't work out the way you thought it would. And so that's okay, because that's real life. That's just the way it is. So this is talking about Gemini energy. Okay, so this is talking about being clear in that communication. Rarely ask anyone that's really done something amazing in their life, where they've managed to get to the top of their field. They'll tell you that it's a learning curve, and so things rarely go the way you expected. But there's some beauty in that, and not to you don't have to overthink it. You can go with the flow, as this is saying here. And this is talking, like, Gemini energy is around the age of kindergarten, that's when we start to really learn about how, wow, there's other kids at school that live totally different from the way we live at home. And like, you start to notice there's differences and opinions and all of that kind of energy. And so it's about learning. And we can learn a lot from other people and from other cultures and all of that kind of energy. And Mercury is the planet that rules Gemini energy, so it's about really opening up those communication lines and using creative solutions as well as logic. And so I feel like maybe you've been overthinking this, because the only sword energy here is this, and this. And yet you're Libra. So it's kind of saying, maybe you are overthinking it. And you need to kind of go back to your innocence of what your intentions were. My cat had left for a while here, but she's back now. Are you back to work? And then we have the Virgo energy coming in. So the Virgo energy is, again, talking about, it's ruled by Mercury as well. And this is talking about, by the time you're a Virgo energy, that's when you have your degree. Like, you've gone to university and now you're at a higher state of learning. And that's what this is talking about. That's the reward. That's why it's like, don't feel bad about mistakes you've made around, or missteps that you've had along the way. That's a learning that we all have to go through. If we think of the world, the earth, as being a university, you don't really get a degree for surviving it, except like the next day, right? Which is a big, and so sometimes like Virgo energy can be very, Virgo likes things clean, and Virgo likes everything in order, in specific order, and it needs to happen a certain way. So for Virgo, this is talking about that energy of really wanting things to be in a line. And out of, the thing is about Virgos, they're very good at analytical critique. They're very good at like looking at things and logically seeing, okay, this is why this happened and this is why that happened. And the Virgo energy is also at that, their element is the pentacle. It's about being able to take thoughts and all of that energy and bring that down to earth and do it in an organized way that's both logical and also intuitive. But the problem is that sometimes Virgos, and in particular with themselves, they have a tendency to move from analytical critique into anal criticism. And then that bleeds out in their communication. And so their message comes off as being very anal, and it's actually more of a need and a desire for things to be in order. And they are first and foremost that way within themselves. So they don't recognize that communication style could be challenging to other people. And so that's kind of the energy, is about learning how to communicate what you've learned in a way that inspires other people to move forward. I want to point out here, when I'm talking about signs, when they come up from my oracle, I'm not talking about individual people. That's not my intention. My intention is taking the energy of each of these horoscope signs and putting it into context, like of what stage of life that would represent. And that's not about age, it's about how people are feeling at that time, or how you are representing your stage, the stage of life you're at in your at this time in your life. And also, what can we learn from this energy? Because we all have a little bit of every sign in us. We all have all the planets within. And so we all have access to this knowledge. And if we can start to understand each other better and the energy better, then we're all better able to utilize it. Having said that, this could be someone in your, this could represent people in your life, because this is more specific for your case, in which case take it or leave it as it works for you. And then we have All-Star. So yes, this is talking about needing to use, this is really being pushed Do you like, hey, do you get it? That kind of energy. Do you hear me? The universe is going, do you hear me now? Do we have to have a tower here? That's the kind of energy. So this is saying, like, use your insight, like go inward, like this blindfold. Because you have eyes, you cannot see. The universe is saying you can't see. You can see. You know, a lot of people say, well, I'll believe it when I see it with my own eyes. But your eyes can only see a small spectrum of the light, so you're not seeing a lot, and the dark energy that you're not seeing is full of life that you can't see. So it's kind of like you need to recognize that sometimes you just have to go inward and rely on a combination of your intuition and your logic. And then we have the energy of the lovers. Yes, so the king definitely is looking at you as a partner, or you are the king looking at someone else. And this is saying that you would be a really good couple, like that you would have the passion as well as the love. And we have the magician coming in next, and the magician is like right here again, you know, with this energy here. And look at how the sky is the same color. So sometimes when you have this energy, this is an energetic upgrade. And so if you were to get to with this person and make commitment with them, it would be a definite upgrade to your energy. Then you would have two minds, like the Gemini energy, and you would be able to make even stronger decisions in your life. And then we have the energy here of the, did we get the bottom? We didn't get the energy for here. So I'm just going to take that from the bottom. Okay, so this is talking about transition. So your internal forces are in transition. So this, that's what this represents. It's a death and a rebirth. And so this energy is saying at this time, the reason you can't really see it that clearly is because you haven't quite gotten there yet, but you're almost there kind of energy, and you'll see it soon. That don't worry, this is an upgrade for your energy. And sometimes you're in the in-between energy here. Like you're the Hierophant is sending the blessing, but it hasn't reached you yet. You're in between these two pillars right here. And then we have here, this is about jealousy. So in this position, you know, we're all people, we're all siblings on the planet. We're all God's children. So we're all part of the universe. Each and every one of us has our own unique special flavor to bring to the soup of the universe. Having said that, sometimes we think other people have a better path than we do, and the best path for you is your destined path. The external forces are being clarified by Scorpio energy. And so Scorpio energy is very intense. It's a very intense water sign energy, and it's right after your energy. So it's talking about you know, the passion, and it's the sexual gladiator of the universe. So it's about manifesting through sacral energy, and it's also about, you know, at its best, Scorpio energy unites people and brings them together, and it's an energy of, do you want to elevate people or do you want to conquer? It's that kind of energy. Again, this full moon in Leo on the 1st is that it's that exact energy. You need to be true to yourself and stand in your power, and at the same time, your ultimate goal would be to unite people on the planet to make really strong decisions to make the planet and the universe a stronger place. And then we have the energy of the Emperor coming in here. So this is about performance, and discernment is important. So this is when you make commitments, like probably like, it's really strange, but I find this to be true, that probably the commitment, like if you commit to someone and you say, okay, I'm going to marry you and I'm going to be with you till the day I die, or you do kind of energy, then really that would be the most important decision you make. Yet many of us make that decision very lightly, and it's based on passion and circumstances at the time. And so this is talking about, if you really want true performance, if you're going to make this commitment, you need to make sure it's a strong commitment before you make it. And the only way that can happen is if you already are really strong within yourself, your masculine and your feminine energy, so that you can attract someone who's also strong within their masculine and feminine. So then you're not needing someone to like complete you, like in the movies, or in the romance novels, you're actually inspiring each other to grow to even greater heights, you know, that kind of energy. And the justice coming in for you is like having this beautiful lifestyle, and you've earned it and you deserve it. And this is talking about you know, clearing a lot of karma along the way also. And it's also talking like this is like this transformation that you've been waiting for. It is coming through. So, you know, it's on its way. I feel like you've been like doubting whether or not that's even possible for you, that maybe you went wrong somewhere, that your intentions went awry. You're confused right now is the energy that's coming in. And then we have this energy here is the devil here. So this is about, you know, the devil is really, it's about being tempted. And so this is that energy I was talking about here. And so this energy has been coming into a lot of readings because it's kind of, it's you know, the devil's not going to tempt you with, hey, I have all this crappy, horrible, stinky stuff, and why don't you sell your soul and come with me? It's going to be more something really beautiful and shiny and something you really have always wanted, and you know, I'll do anything for that kind of energy. So when this energy comes in, I just cover it and say, okay, we know the temptation is here. What's this about? And you know, the devil always sends minions in to do dirty work for them. And so that energy is talking about, you know, who are they sending in? Or when we cover this, you know, what's the point here? And so this is about destruction. So some people just like to destroy things. It's just like, I know that's a hard thing to understand, but some people just really are in this jealousy energy, and when they see something that other people have, they want it. And if they can't have it, they'll just do everything in their power to wreck it, because that's how they handle their jealousy. That's something that they haven't matured enough to really handle in a really strong way. And then we have the Chariot coming in. So this energetic upgrade is on its way. It's in the ethers. It's already been decided in the spiritual courts. It's on the way. It's coming down. Chill out. Breathe. For one thing, I'm getting that would be good. So it may sound funny when I say, oh, well, I am breathing. I'm alive. Yeah, no, breathe. Like, allow yourself to go with the flow kind of energy, that kind of energy. It's on its way. And the father figure's energy is coming in here. So this is talking about really having that energy of, are you going to, you know, be a strong, like if you're a male here, are you going to be a real strong father figure? Did you have a strong father figure? Sometimes like if young women like have really strong father figures, they become daddy's girls, and they become sort of spoiled for like nobody's going to measure up to their dad kind of energy. They're daddy's little girl, and that's that. And then if there was not a strong father figure, they can be searching for someone that represents that energy instead of someone that would fulfill their masculine energy, because there's an imbalance there. And so that's the energy that it's talking about, being like really strong in your masculine energy and being able to, you know, provide that for yourself. And then we have you coming in for the last card here. And this is saying, there's Libra, you're mature, you're ready, you've been wanting to do this. This is about anticipating the journey ahead. You don't have to worry about things not working out the way you expected. They never do. Not in real life. Things are always going to turn out the way that they turn out, and you don't have control over those external forces. So this is talking about you really, like Venus rules your sign, and that's all about love. And I feel like you're very much ready for this energy, and you're mature enough, you've put the work into it. You deserve it. So, you know, send that message out to the universe. I'm ready. I'm ready for this upgrade. Thank you very much, universe. And we can all pull that energy in and say, hey, we're ready too. We all have a little bit of Libra in us somewhere. So do like and comment if you've enjoyed this reading. I have. Consider subscribing to the channel if you resonate. And I would be in my honor if you did so. And I will be back with another reading for you regarding the beginning of the month will be the next reading. Bye for now, Libra.